Well, let me just tell you a few things about Karen. Can I tell you?
What happens in the van stays in
Stays
the van.
Right.
Including
So,
the bucket.
the reason that we asked Karen to present today was she's probably in the top 2 most persistent and consistent people that we have on our team, and it absolutely shows in her business. She's always doing something fun. She's creative. So I just really wanted her to share with you guys what's working for her, what she's learned over the past few months that she's been back with us. And I also love that she was in the business and then life happened and she kind of went out and then she was like, okay, I want to come back. So I also love that you're back because we definitely missed you and you're here. So
Stay friends the
yes,
whole time.
I know. So let's give her a big round of applause.
Mike's already given me this.
He's already
So
told
thank
you that.
What I said. Oh. She gave it to you too. It's tradition.
All right, so welcome everybody. I'm really excited. I was actually, to be really honest, I was shocked when Raylan said, "Could you do something at the next regional?" And I'm like, "What? Like get up and talk, or what do you want me to do?" And she's like, "No, like do it." And I was like, "What?" So I was like, "Well, sure. Why would I say no?" But so I'm here, and I'm going to do things a little differently, just because I asked her, I said, "What do you want me to talk about?" She said, "Just talk about what you do. Talk about, how you run your business, what works for you, and, kind of what your philosophies are." So I veered away from the traditional regional slide deck, and I think Mike and Jen and Ray will maybe pull that up at the end to go over some of the important information that we need to talk about as far as like trips and deadlines and stuff like that. But for me, I built my own because that's just kind of who I am. I kind of do my own thing. So I'm Karen Emmett, and about me. This is my family. This is my nutty life. So I'm married. Been married 35 years. I don't feel that old, but I've been married for 35 years.
That's
My husband is crazy. He is a Vietnam veteran. He works very hard. He just turned 67 this year and still works 60 hours a week. So he's a workaholic like most of us are. But a very fun and loving man, and we've just had a great life together. We have 2 daughters. Emily is on the right, and she is a brand partner as well. And she has 2 kids. She's a single mom, so she's a busy girl. And my other daughter Hannah on the left is also a brand partner and a single mom. So there's you see a kind of a thread going through there. But we're very busy. I have beautiful grandkids. What's missing from this picture is I actually have a bonus son as well from my husband's previous marriage, because I am wife number 3. Obviously, there's a little age gap between us all, but yeah. So, and I also have 2 additional grandsons from that relationship. So that's kind of who I am. This is crazy. This is busy. This is life. This is what everybody's picture looks like when you talk about, who are you or what are you doing. This is it. Everybody focuses around a family, and you fit the business in where you can. My occupation, I've had several, but currently I've been with the United States Coast Guard. I know, strange, right? For almost 20 years. And I absolutely love being a federal employee. I love working for the military, and they've been really good to me. And my goal is to get my business here up to a point where when I walk away from this beautiful organization in 5 or 6 years, I don't feel the pain. of losing that salary. So that's a huge motivation for me. Prior to that, my husband and I owned bars, we owned restaurants, we catered, we did a lot of crazy stuff. I worked in television for a while. So I have a varied background, just like I'm sure each and every one of you. You jump around until you find something that you love to do, and then you're there for a long time. Recreation, I love to travel. Love to travel, and any opportunity, I don't care if I get in the car and drive somewhere for 3 hours, that's what I do. I love to travel, and the beauty of this business, the incentive is travel. So that's huge for me. And I get to travel, because I come from Topeka when I come to these regionals, and into the other market parties and whatever else, put me in a car for 70 miles and I'm good to go. So that's who I am. I love to travel. Why do I love to travel? It's motivation. What motivates you? People ask that question. I've been asked that question 1,000 times. We get asked that question when we come to regionals. What's your why? What's your why? What's your why? For me, it's people. People are my motivation, and it just so happens that this business is about people. So most of these pictures are from trips, and when I travel, I either meet new people or I'm meeting with old people in new places or whatever the case may be. So for me, my motivation every day is people. They're fascinating. People fascinate me. I love to hear their stories. I love to learn about their kids and their grandkids and what they do for a living and what they do for fun. And that's core to operating your business as a Neora brand partner. It's essential. It's vital in order to expand your business. So, having said that, I just walked you through something called form. I do this with everybody I meet, and we've talked about it 1,000 times in here. You hear it on the webinars, you hear it at the trainings, but nobody actually forces you to do it. So we're going to do it today, because I come in here and I see faces all the time, but I don't know you. I don't know anything about you other than you're a Neora brand partner. Other than you, Jess, because we spent way too much time together. So, I know John and Mary because they're my sponsors, and we've spent a lot of time together. And these conversations have taken place. So I'm gonna pick Stan. I don't know you, so I want you to come up here. I know who you are. I know your name, but I don't know you. So I'm gonna walk through this with you. All right, so I'm going to say, Stan, I'm Karen.
Hi,
it's
Karen.
a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a real estate agent. Been in real estate since 2001. Actually, started in Minnesota and moved down to lived in Minnesota for 16 years, and then live in Kansas now, or Lawrence, for 6 years.
So tell me about your family. Are you married? Do you have kids?
I am married, almost 31 years now.
Yay!
2 grown daughters.
It's hard, isn't it?
2
Yeah.
grown daughters. No comment. No.
Yeah.
28 who lives in LA, and 22. She is a senior at KU.
And what do they do?
Well, senior at KU. She's an English major, and then Katie, my oldest one, who I'm going to see next week. She works in digital media advertising.
Oh, fascinating. I was a PR and mass media major. My undergrad, that's what my undergrad was in. So yeah, exciting, fascinating business, so yeah.
She works like 15 hours a day though.
Yep. That's why I'm not in it anymore. But it is fascinating, you learn a lot. So, mass media for me, there was no internet when I was in college. So mass media was like literally hitting the pavement. You mocked it up on a 11 by 14 sheet. You had to go in and actually sell it to a client. So yeah, we've come a long way. So I'm fascinated by that still. All right, so what do you're a realtor,
Yep,
and do you live in this area?
I live in Lawrence,
You live in Lawrence, and what company do you work for?
McGrew Real Estate,
McGrew Real Estate. How long have you been there?
6 years.
6 years. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Is it a big agency?
It's the largest in Lawrence and the oldest one.
You-
We have about 70 agents,
You
probably,
work with a lot of people?
yes.
Yeah. Fascinating. So what do you do for fun?
I play soccer, Lawrence Adult Soccer League, and then also on a worship team at church, play guitar and sing.
Wow, musical. That's fascinating. You like to sing, huh?
Yes. So our biggest thing is karaoke at Christmas time.
Oh, what's your favorite karaoke?
Maybe a little Billy Idol.
Oh!
Now we're getting deep.
Yeah! Awesome. So what motivates you? What makes you happy? What do you do for fun?
Spending time with family, of course.
Family's cool.
And then, like I said, soccer, music, my wife. Try to, spend time together. We walk like every day after work.
Cool. What fascinates you about this business?
About Neora,
Uh-huh.
meeting people. And so, yeah, when I got into it, I was not interested in skincare at all, of course, because I'm a guy. And
Yeah?
we don't wash our face at night, so.
So how did you become interested in it then?
It was
If
through
you're not into skincare, what was the perk for you?
we met through a networking group,
Uh-huh.
so.
So are you still part of that group?
No, that disbanded years ago.
I went to a couple in Topeka. There was a couple that used to set those up. I think, John, I went with one with you and Mary one time. A great way to meet people.
Yeah.
Fellow marketers, regular brick and mortar business owners. Yeah, they're fascinating. Well, cool. See, now I know more about you. So now, you know what I want you to do? I want you to pick somebody in this room that you don't know.
Okay.
And I want you to walk through this exercise.
Okay.
All right?
And we want you to sing a song after your.
Yeah.
Like wedding.
I don't know you, do I? No. Hi. Would you like to come forward?
Sure.
Kim Bennett. So hi, Kim. I'm married, just to let you know.
It's not a matchmaker.
So,
I'm married also.
Yeah.
25 years.
Awesome.
Yeah. We have 6 kids together. We've got a yours, mine, and ours. So 2 step-kids and 1 child from a previous marriage for me, and then 3 together.
Great.
That's
What's your
6.
husband's name?
And my husband's Jim Benedict.
And what do you do for?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, great. How long have you been a nurse?
30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I work at a small town. I am from Triplet, Missouri, which is like 2 hours from here.
Okay.
It's east, so small town. Carrollton, Missouri is where I work.
And what type of nursing?
Well, now I'm working in specialty clinics. We have about, about 19 different specialties that come in. My primary job through the years has been oncology. So
Yeah.
giving chemotherapy, working with cancer patients.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my job. It's hard, but I love it.
Okay, I gotta ask you again. What's your name again? I'm
Kim.
sorry. Kim. Okay, Stan.
Stan? Yeah.
Kim.
You got it.
So Kim,
Mhm.
what does your husband do?
He works in the farm industry. We own a farm, and
Oh,
then he
wow.
works fertilizer, grain. He's working today, working tomorrow. It's that
Yeah.
time of year. So
So how big a farm do you have?
we 600 acres.
Wow.
Yeah, so row crop, few cattle,
Just a little.
just a little farm.
Wow, that's great. So how many people work for you?
We actually, somebody farms for us.
Okay.
Because he works a full-time job, so
Yeah.
there's probably 5 or 6 of them. Yeah.
So what companies work for?
It's called Agri Services. It was part of MFA at one time.
Uh-huh.
So he's been there like 35 years.
Wow, great.
We tend to just stick with jobs for long things of time.
Yeah. So what do you guys like to do?
Well, he's kind of a farm boy. We don't get him out of the county very often. When I drag him out, he likes to go out to eat mainly. That's his big thing, going out to eat, somewhere besides our cooking. I like to do a lot of different things, travel and go to, just get-togethers with different people. My kids are all grown, so now I have 6 grandchildren, so that's like my big focus in life is my grandkids.
Does your family live nearby?
5 of our kids live in, just like within 10 miles of us, and then one of them's in Austin, Texas. So I go there every couple months to see her. I was just there trick-or-treating. I got to trick-or-treat with my little grandson, who's almost 2, so.
Awesome. So, I mean, your motivation is your family, your kids?
When I started this business, it's been 5 years, I wanted to be able to take care of my grandkids, and I didn't have to go to daycare and do all that. Haven't quite got there yet, but it's still my motivation, and I just want to be able to be there for them in the evening, because all my children, none of them are in this business, hopefully someday, but they all work full-time jobs, and so I was able to stay home a lot with my kids, just working a little bit PRN as a nurse.
Just
And I wanted to
curious,
do
do your
that.
kids use your products?
A few of them. Some of them still think they're weird.
Yeah.
I don't want to try them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, same thing with me. Like my wife, I started using the product before my wife did, and she wouldn't use it for a long time. And finally, my mother-in-law actually started using it before she did, but my wife did, and finally my mother-in-law, Bev, she was the one that told my wife, you better start using the stuff. So that's how she said. And then this morning, I told my wife, hey, I got the new shampoo. And she's like, my family's still like the hardest.
Yes, it really is. I mean, yeah, truly, a lot of them are just like, yeah, whatever, you go for it.
Well, it was great meeting you.
Yeah, you too, Sam.
Perfect. Don't go anywhere yet, Kim. Don't go anywhere yet, Kim. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. Now I want you to pick somebody that you don't know.
Hey, this little lady right there. You. I've seen her here a lot, and she really interests me because
Yes.
she's so
Great.
outgoing.
Come on down. Come on down. Let's find out about you.
So I'm Kim, and you are?
Rachel Doherty, nice to meet you.
Michio.
Meet you. It's like
Michio.
nice to meet you. Meet you.
That name. So tell me about you. Are you married? or-
Yes, we've been married 32 years, almost 32 years. And we have one daughter. She's living in Spain, Madrid, and we're gonna go visit her in December.
So what do you do? What's your occupation?
I was being in the pharmaceutical industry for about 19 years. I'm taking a break right now, and so I'm doing newer business full-time.
Awesome, that's great. What about your husband?
My husband is, he has a small business, tech support.
So do you live here in Kansas City?
Yes, Overland Park. It's we've been living in Overland Park for about 28 years.
Didn't know Overland Park existed until we had a regional, so I just don't go to the city very much, once a month. So what kind of things do you guys like to do?
We like to travel. We're very lucky that my job, I had to do a lot of international business, so traveling. So I had a lot of mileage still, so we can use that. And then his parents used to live in England, so we were able to go and travel to Europe. So we're very lucky.
What was your favorite part of Europe?
England, but I think we really like the Italy.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times, I loved it too.
It's very, very nice.
It's beautiful, definitely. So when you got into Neola, what was your reasoning for starting?
I love the product. I used a couple nights, and I really like my face, my skin. It really becomes soft, and I talked to the lady and said, hey, what's going on with this business? And I heard about getting into Japanese business, so I thought, sign me up.
Yeah, do you have some business in Japan?
Not yet. It's, I think it's hard to get into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So what are some of your goals for your business then?
My goal? I'd like to have 2 more brand partners and then 9 PCs. That's my goal.
Well, I know around here I see you always talking. I think you're wonderful, so I think you'll do a great job.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. All right, we'll do one more. Pick somebody you don't know. Oh!
He knew it was coming sooner.
Yeah.
Right, disappear every time.
Hi,
My name is Michelle.
Marcus.
So Marcus, are you married?
No, I'm single.
Oh,
Father,
single.
yeah,
Okay.
single.
Okay. Okay, what is your occupation?
I work at American Eagle warehouse right now,
Okay.
but I'm really trying to do Neora full time like you.
Okay, so what's your reason that you joined
Extra money,
Extra Money?
yeah, and the numbers that the company does,
Mm-hmm.
I was interested in. So
What's your why?
to better my situation and my family, like I want to take care of my kids more. They're getting older, getting to be young adults, so need more money.
How many kids?
2, 16 and 14.
Okay.
A boy and a girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so got to talk about college funds and stuff. My daughter's not into no sports and that, so and just money, man.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah.
So what do you, recreation, what do you like?
Well, see, I got a side hustle too. I sell designer belts, bags, purses, watches, anything. Like I'm originally from Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I live in Lawrence right now, so college town. Just trying to better my situation.
Okay. What is your motivation?
My family, like my kids, they 16 and 14, you know what I mean? So I don't want them to go through a lot of stuff I went through as far as money-wise. So just to set them in a better situation.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's really good way, and I'm in the same way too, part of it. And so thank you very much for sharing with me.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to pick somebody? Do you want to do one more? Okay, no. All right, was that painful?
No.
It's not painful. I do this almost automatically. It's like autopilot for me. Whenever I meet someone new, that just falls out of me. I want to know all about them. And you can do it in less than 5 minutes. You can find out what's at the core of people. People love to talk about themselves. And we're going to walk through some other things that kind of help you open the door, things to keep in mind. Form, though, this is beautiful. Look how much information you found out in just a couple of minutes about those people. And it's not awkward, and it's not intrusive, and it's very conversational. It's just a fantastic method. All right, so let's talk about building relationships. All right, so building relationships, that's one at a time. We did this one-on-one, right? That's the way it is for me every day. A lot of people, and we'll talk about this a little more in depth, but I'm not a big Facebook person. I'm not a big Instagram person. I am a people person. And that's how I get to sales. That's how I get, I fall in love with people before they ever even know that I sell anything or I have something to share and offer. And it's huge because you're building a trust with that person. So building relationships one at a time, fortunately or unfortunately, there are no shortcuts. Sending out Facebook posts helps keep you in touch with a lot of people. It's great, but it does not replace personal, physical contact with people. Eye contact, a touch from a handshake, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, just whatever. It does not replace that. So always be friendly and make a connection. I'm a huge eye contact person. And it's, I work with mainly men, mainly military men, and they have told me repeatedly that they're almost intimidated because I'm right at them. But it's not an intentional to overpower, it's because I want to see you. Your eyes tell me everything I need to know about you. If you're mourning, if you're in pain, if you're happy, if you're sad, I mean, whatever. When you look at somebody in the eyes, you know exactly who that person is. Ask people questions. Form is the best way to do that. It's everyday common questions. Talk about their family, talk about their occupation, talk about what's fun for them, talk about what turns them on. It's so easy. Tell people about yourself. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable to people. That's the way you get into their circle. That's how you gain trust. And if I walk up to a total stranger with a sales pitch, what do you do when that happens to you? My phone rings like 40 times a day. Auto warranty, student loans, blah, blah, blah. Those people are on me to sell me immediately, and I'm immediately turned up. However, I will tell you that in times of desperation, I will listen to those pitches, and when I get all the way through that phone call, guess what I do? I offer them my business. I do it just for fun some days. And they hang up immediately. They don't want to hear my pitch. And I'm like, thank you. You just proved my point. So it's really important to be genuine and talk about yourself. Go places and do things. When asked why he robbed banks, the robber replied, because that's where the money is, right? So if you want to make friends, you have to go where people are. Don't get me wrong, I love my downtime. And honestly, you might not believe me, but I'm extremely introverted. I relish my private time. I relish silence. I love nothing more than to be in my bed for a day. No kids, no dogs, no husband, no TV. I don't even turn my TV on. I like quiet. But that doesn't mean I don't like to have fun. So, I hear that a lot about people saying, well, they're extremely introverted. I'm introverted. But I like to have fun. So, don't let that stop you. Accept people the way they are. I had to learn that if all of you are parents, I guarantee you almost all of you in this room are parents. And your kids will tell you, they'll prove to you, you cannot change who people are. As much as you want for your children, as much as you want for their education, their careers, their spouses, their opportunities, they're going to do it their own way. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, they're going to do it their own way. And that was a life lesson for me, that they are who they are. Love them for who they are and keep on moving, because you're not going to change who they are, right? Only you have that responsibility to change who you are. I can't invoke that on somebody else. Assume other people want to form relationships too. So how many people know crabby people at work? Those who go to jobs, right?
That's not cool. Mike, raise your hand.
He did.
Someone's gonna die.
They work together. All right, so here's my tip. All right, I've gained 2 customers this way in the last 6 months. There's a lady that I work with. I've known her name 15 years. She was active duty, came back as a civilian. She's always very quiet, very shy, never makes eye contact. And I would see her every day in the cafeteria, every day. And I always walk by and I say hello to everybody. everybody, whether I get a response or not, it drives my husband crazy because I talk to everybody. But I invited her. I walked up and said, Amy, how are you? How are you doing? She looked at me crazy. She said, I'm all right. And I said, hey, I'm doing something fun this weekend. I said, I'm doing a little party down the street, this really cool antique place. I go, I see some of the clothes you wear. I said, you might be interested. I said, I have some product out. I said, it's one of my first vendor events. Would you like to come? And she looked at me. She said, well, where is it? Where is it? And I was like, oh, I got her. So I told her, and sure enough, guess who showed up? Of all the friends that I invited to come down and spend time at this establishment, she was the one girl that showed up. And not only did she buy product from me, she became a brand partner. Does she actively work the business? No. She gets the best deal on the products. And now every day at work, when I see her, she waves. This girl, I had known her for 15 years. Never said boo to her. So look for those people. Those people are the most, in my mind, the most intelligent, the biggest and deepest feelers. And there's a story in there. And that's what drives me to those people, because I want to know what's in there. Why are you like that to people? It could have been she's been hurt. You know, maybe she's guarded. Maybe she hates her job. Who knows? But I wanted to know. So just as simple, ask. Just ask. Be kind. Be friendly. Because you never know. You just never know. Assume people want other relationship. Overcome your fear of rejection. Girl, get over it. Mister, let it go. It doesn't matter. You're going to get no's. I tell myself every day, I need 20 no's today. I need 20 no's. Or I need 10 no's today. Because if I did 10 no's, if I get no yeses, I know I did my job. At least offering. Right? So I love no's. I can't wait. In fact, sometimes I get bored with that. I don't want to hear all your excuses why you don't want to do it. Just tell me no so I can move on to the next person. So, yeah. Learn to love no. It's easy. It's not personal. They're not telling you no, you're going to die tomorrow. They're just saying, no, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Thank them and move on. No's are a sign that you're doing the right thing. Huge. All right, be persistent. Again, my story with Amy. Just hang in there. Some people have been severely damaged. Some people are heavily afflicted by something they're carrying. Just continue to be kind. Just keep saying hi. Keep waving in the hall. Just keep trying. All right, invite people to get involved. I'm going to show you some live examples of this here in a few minutes. But Amy is a prime example of that. I invited her. Hey, you want to come have some fun with me? Doing something kind of cool. It's easy. All right? Most people want to be involved. But they're in the shadows. They're not going to come forward and say, girl, I heard you having a party. I want in on that. It don't happen. So you have to just get involved. Ask them to come. And again, wait till I tell you these stories. It's going to blow your mind. And enjoy people. I told you, my motivation is people. I love people. They're fascinating. Fascinating. A lot of people like to go to the zoo and watch what animals do and all that stuff. I love to people watch. It's fascinating. We all have different stories. We are a fabric of experiences, and it's intriguing to me. I love it. So, it's all about the relationship. And that relationship starts with something as simple as a smile. Hey, how you doing? Hey. You wave at the same person every day. Eventually, they're going to come out of their shell. So, yeah, building your business is all about forming relationships. Totally. All right. Any questions about that? All right. Here's the trigger, right? This is what we're all here for. We're going to find customers, right? Finding customers. How do you do it? How many customers do you want to have? Let's ask that. Let's
All
ask
of
a
them.
question. All of them. What does that mean, though?
All of them,
What does that mean? What number is going to make you happy?
7 billion.
7 billion? You got your work cut
That's all
out
of
for
them,
you,
right?
Mr. Man. So, all right, so let me ask a different question. How many of you are 3-year free qualified? Awesome. How many are 6? Awesome. How many are 9? How many are blown by 9? All right, so I have 77 customers. Do those customers order every month? No. And the key is to get to that number is exactly what I said, but they rotate.
Right.
So my goal every month is to have 30. I want 30 people active. 30 people active blows me by the 3K to get that bonus money. Because by the way, people, you don't even have to have a team to earn stupid money in this business. You don't. Just being a customer, and it's beautiful because when I was in the first time, that's what I wanted. And we didn't have it. You had to build a team to get anywhere. And I had customers and customers and customers, and I ain't rewarded for any of it but the sale. So this new comp plan, I was like, oh my God, they finally heard my prayers. I mean, it's amazing. So, 30 people, that's my number. Does that take a lot of work? Yeah. But you can make shortcomings of your work, and I'm going to show you how. All right, so this little lovely lady right here is Chris. Chris and I have been friends since we were 12 years old. I love Chris. She's fantastic. Chris takes trips with me. When I was in before, I brought Chris to regionals with me. I even took Chris to Kentucky with me to sign up another brand partner. Chris wanted nothing to do with this business. It's not me, Karen. I'll go with you anywhere you want to go. I'll be your biggest fan. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I do not want anything to do with the business. And you know what I said? Fabulous. Thank you. I love you. So Chris is a customer. Chris loves the product. Chris is a firm user. Chris loves the firm. So I said, Chris, when I came back in, I said, look, I'm jumping back in the business. I'm going to hook you up, sister. Help me out. Can you help a sister out? She said, yeah, Karen, what do you want me to do? I said, order, number 1. I need you to place an order. Number 2, I said, can you share stuff for me? Chris, and you go out and look on my Facebook page, everything I post about the business, Chris is sharing with the rest of her world in her Facebook land. Does it automatically, everything I post. Then she said, hey, maybe you ought to talk to Annette, all right? Annette is number 2. Annette is Chris's sister. She said, Chris told me she's been using these products of yours. I'd like a sample. I said, fabulous, Annette. Great, what would you like to try? She said, I got issues with my eyes. She goes, I'm getting ready to turn 60. The whole story that we all hear. I said, fantastic. Let me come over and talk to you. So I went to Annette's house. Annette got eye serum. Annette got the hydrogels. And I was putting her in the system, and guess who walked in while I was talking to Annette? Charlie. This is Annette's husband. Charlie don't sleep. Charlie's belly is a mess. So off of Chris now, follow me, off of Chris, customer 1, I got Annette, customer 2, and we had Charlie, who needs some Prolistic and some night shoes, customer 3. And Annette says, you should call Cindy. I said, hell yeah, what's her number? Cindy, sister number 2. Cindy likes to feel good. Cindy is a Youth Factor junkie and EHT girl. So off of 1 contact, Chris is 1, Annette is 2, Charlie is 3, and now Cindy is 4. So 1 contact, I drilled down in Chrissy's chain, I got 4 customers. Right? Story number 2. This is Nicole.
She's hilarious.
Raylan actually got to talk with Nicole.
She's hilarious.
She helped a sister out while I was working towards, the other stuff. Nicole was the first female exterminator in Topeka. And she showed up at my door 6 years ago. We just bought a house. We had to have a termite inspection. We had to do a lot of stuff. Nicole comes in. I know Nicole now 6 years. Never once did I mention my business to her. Not one time. She was there to do a job. I was paying her to do a service. I never cross-pollinated with Nicole. I come back into the business in December, again, still not me, and I've gotten to know her because she's at my house every 3 months to do my outdoor service. She's crazy. I've been through a horrible divorce with her, watched her raise her sons as a single mom. I mean, we know each other really well because when she comes in, again, I'm a people person, she does my service and then she sits down and talks for an hour with me. So, Nicole is going on about her son, and it's my husband who says, Karen, she could probably use EHT for that kid of hers. And I looked at him like, oh, you've just crossed a line. Why did you say that? She goes, what are you talking about? And I go, oh, it's nothing. It's just a little side business I do. And she said, I want to know. And I was like, I'm not comfortable doing that. You're here doing a job for me. No, she was not leaving. In fact, she whipped out her credit card, put it on my counter, said, I'm not leaving until you send me some. In the meantime, Bud's telling her, oh yeah, it does this for your memory, and it does this for these people, and so my husband's on board. Anyway, Nicole becomes a customer, right? So if we're counting, that's number 5. I invite Nicole to come to a Quarter Mania with us. No business. I said, look, I'm set. I got a table set up at a Quarters event. How about you come out and play? Me and Linda are going to be there. Let's have a good time. Bring a friend if you want. I don't care. She said, okay. Then comes Angie with the chicken. All right. Angie is Nicole's neighbor across the street. They do everything together. Do I know Angie? Nope, but I met her that night. 2 weeks later, Angie's a customer. Customer number 6. I said, Nicole, I'm going to do a Facebook Live, a party. I said, do you have anybody else besides Angie you want into the circle? She says, you know what, my mom's deep into skincare. She'll spend stupid money. Oh, great. What's your mom's name? Let me add her to the group. In comes Retta. They all got crazy names. Don't ask me why. Retta is an old hippie. Say no more. In comes Retta. Customer. She became a customer after playing in a Facebook party with me. I have never met Retta in person. We talk, we message, and I know her through Nicole. That's it. All right, so what are we up to now? We're up to 7? 7 customers, right? Lord knows where these girls are gonna carry me. Next story, Barbara. Love Barbara. Known Barbara for 25 years. Barbara is extremely introverted. Have invited her to 1,000 things. Begged her, can't do it, can't come. Sorry, love you, I'll take a look. Never hear from Barbara. I finally throw in the towel one day and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna send her something. I'm gonna send her some samples. I'm gonna send her stuff to try. Put a little love note in there to her. So sorry we've not been able to connect. All my love, Barb. See you at Christmas. She calls me. This girl never calls me. She calls me when her box arrived. Ecstatic. She said, oh my God, I can't believe you did that for me. I can't believe you said that. I can't wait to try it. I love stuff. Well, Barb, you haven't come to anything I've invited you to. Barb's an introvert. Barb don't like people. She don't go out. Barb became a customer. Barb became a customer. And then a couple months later, she sent me a message. Still, we don't talk on the phone. We don't have face-to-face contact because that ain't Barb. She sent me a message and she said, Andrea's birthday's coming. I want to send her something. Andrea is her daughter who lives in Texas. Guess who is now the newest firm junkie? It's Andrea. That's 9 customers off of 3 contacts. Drill down. Talk to people. Use your form. It's beautiful the way that works out. Oh my God, I got 9 customers. I'm at PPC Plus because I knew 3 people. I mean, it's brilliant. So here's our next exercise. I want you to get out your phones. I want you to pull up your customer list. And I want you to identify, just today, 3 people that you really don't know much about. But they're your customer. They're your customer. And I know it's really easy once you get a customer and you go, oh, thank God. I don't want to talk to her again because she's going to cancel her order if I do. I don't want to do anything. Just let it go. I'm just not ever going to talk to her again and just let her credit card keep doing its thing every month. That's a mistake. Yep, there's a possibility that they'll cancel. There's also a possibility you pick up the phone and you do a check-in and you say, hey, how's your product treating you? You got any pictures? What are you loving about that? What are you hating? Is it working? Is it not working? You want to try something else? By the way, do you have any friends I could send samples to? You're not asking them to do anything. You're just asking. Do you got anybody I can send stuff to? Might want to try it. It's amazing what door opens. So when you get in that pinch and you get in that panic and you want to hit that magic number, like that's why I asked you, John, how many customers is going to make you ecstatic? You get to 9 is fabulous because you get $150. You get beyond 9, you start getting bonus money out of the commissions. And it's great because those 9 customers, say those 9 customers order, $100 worth of product, you're still not to level 2 in your personal sales yet, which doubles your commission. Keep growing a little more, and then you hit 15, it's like, wow. And there is no limit on that. I had my best month ever last month, almost 5K. So, yeah. I worked my butt off, but, I was on the phone night and day. Of those 77 people that were already in my circle, to place orders. I was trying to get Cabo qualified. So yeah, it's very basic. All right, so who do you have? Who has a list? Do you have 3 people? Do you have 3 people that you don't know much about? Call those people. Send a message. Do a check-in with those people. Say, hey sister, how's it going?
Yeah, we got a lot.
Right? Don't be afraid they're going to cancel. If they're going to cancel, they're going to do it whether you contact them or not. So you might as well take the risk, right? Reach out to those people. Make your list. Reach out. Say, who can I send? Who do you know that would love to try a sample? Drill down into that network. I think the official term is entering the second warm or something like that, but it works. Trust me, it works. All right, any questions? Okay. So let's talk about conquering the cold market. I do a lot. It seems like I do a lot. I do a lot. I do a lot of events. I do a lot of parties. I do a lot of talking. As you can see, I'm a talker. Real results parties. When's the last time? How many people in this room have been to one in the last 30 days? 3? 3? Who has parties scheduled?
Real results.
Uh-oh.
That's deflating. Why? Why does nobody have a party scheduled? I know why, but I want you to tell me why. Why do you not have something on the books?
It's discouraging when people don't show up.
Okay.
I did first real one with Clea and Tim. It was very first. It's intimidated that if nobody show up and Clea coming from California and Tim driving 6-8 hours, and I was so scared to death that nobody's coming. I just didn't want to do it, but they pushed me through, and then I told Clea I don't feel comfortable, and he said, what's going to happen? Like, well, because I'm going to waste your money and time, and for only me and my run partner. He goes, then what's going to happen? They keep asking me, and I just so scared, and I just almost threw up. But you want to just
Sister, we all been there. We all been there.
you can't be sitting and nobody, and he said, so what? And like, really?
Yeah.
And he says, so what? It's okay. And it's not okay. I'm gonna throw up because it's okay. So that's my fear.
So,
And tell them what happened. Yeah, and how many people did you have there? And when?
More than 20 people.
Ooh,
It was
awesome.
so it was all on your mind.
It's
How many
funny
people have
when
had
somebody
parties?
else is gonna be at your house.
Yeah.
You're much more,
Oh, you freaked out.
well, you're much more likely to get people to come,
Yeah.
and because of that idea. So, you know, I think, I heard on a call one time with another leader that she said that she just has people say, you know, like, hey, my friend Ann is coming, she's gonna talk about her story, and I would feel terrible if nobody came. Can you please commit to being there?
Yeah.
And that way, like, I don't wanna let Ann down, and she can say the same thing for me, you know? So, I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. But it is scary. It's scary. Number 2, for someone who works like me, like I work a full-time job, I'm 40, 50 hours a week. The last thing I want to do is run home and make sure my house is clean and set stuff up, but I do it anyway. I mean, nobody cares. That's what it really comes down to. All of that is in your head. All of that is a fear in your head. It's a fear of rejection, number 1. It's a fear of being judged, number 2. And it's a fear of I'm not good enough. And all of that is in your head. none of it is true. None of it is true. So I encourage you, if you have not planned something, and by the way, technology has made parties so much easier because you can Zoom somebody in, FaceTime. I mean, there's 1,000 different ways. I'm in Topeka. I don't want to drag people clear from Kansas City to Topeka. So I just, hey sister, are you available? In case somebody shows up, then I can like put you in. And yeah, because the first time in, I think John and Mary were at my house. Jen came too. I think I did 5 parties in like 10 days. And they drove down to Topeka, which, I mean, it's not huge, but it's an hour. That's 2 hours out of their life that they'll never get back for coming to Topeka.
But in her defense, she had lots of wine.
I always make sure there's booze.
I
Yeah.
met your grandson.
Because, you know, I need something to drown my sorrows in when nobody shows up. So, yeah. But somebody will. But don't, I mean, I've seen a lot of people, and I watched Neora University last week, and the Australian guy talking about, you know, this should be like a grand opening, and I want 50 people there. And I'm like, that's all fine and good, but that's hard. So don't be hard on yourself. Pick up the phone and just ask somebody to come over. It doesn't have to be full blown, right? The new Dash system, that's fabulous, you know? Yeah.
If you don't mind me adding, when we first started over 7 years ago, one individual that I talked to, because I was new, never done this before, he told me how he would have themed weeks, and I've always had that in the back of my mind, that he would have an intentional theme each week of who he was going to contact. So it'd be teachers one week,
Yeah,
and police
that's a
officers
brilliant
one week,
idea.
and healthcare workers one week. And so he would have parties intentionally gathering people that may or may not know each other, but they all had something in common immediately when
That's
they came in.
brilliant.
And so there was just a natural bond.
That's brilliant.
So
That's a good idea.
just
That's a
a
good-
handful of people, 2, 3, 5.
And if I was a teacher and she said, I'm gonna have a party just for teachers, I would feel more comfortable coming because I'd be like, okay, even though I don't know these people, I'll have something to talk about.
We got chips, salsa, and margaritas. Show up.
Yeah.
And it was always an appreciation party for their industry.
That's brilliant. That's a brilliant idea.
So,
And by the way, if you don't want to do them at your house, I do them we had a local bar and grill. Real tiny, but they got a little side room. It works great. So, you know, if you do have the fear of bringing people in, it is more personal to have them in your home. But some of us, I mean, you probably live in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
600 acres. I got to drive an hour just on our property to get to the house. So, you know, just think outside the box. Find alternatives. I mean, it's huge. That is huge for your business. And if you're not partying some way, somehow, you're killing yourself. You really are. You got to do something. So if it's not a real results party, then maybe it should be a market party. We don't do a lot of market parties anymore. We used to do them all the time. And I don't know if that's because of, you know, the changes. I don't know if that's because the technology has really advanced and we have other ulteriors. But, you know, there's nothing written that says that you can't slash RRP market when you do those. You know, that's a business presentation and then sampling of your products. There's nothing that says you can't do that. And I do that on occasion myself. I'm like, oh, well, I need some enrollments, you know? So let's offer the business. And for me, it's easier to offer the business opportunity in a setting like that because nobody feels pressured. When I'm one-on-one with people, they're like, oh, here she comes, it's coming, she's got the paper out. So, you know, so yeah, so in that kind of environment, I mean, even if they don't sign right then and there, they're relaxed to take in the information and they're fantastic people to follow up with. Now that you've been in an open environment, now I can talk to you one-on-one. So it's a great way to do that. Vendor events. Who vendors? I vendor. I vendor a lot. And I recorded, if some of you don't know, I did a little recording. A lot of people ask me all the time because I do a lot of events. And so I just did like